Hello and welcome to Behind the Pipes, a mini-series where we take you behind the scenes of the pipe organ here at First United Methodist Church in Florence, Alabama. I'm your host, Sam Fleming. In today's episode, we'll be taking a look at the organ console and how it operates and some of the issues that we're having with it right now. And just wanted to show you how the magic happens each Sunday morning, just a little bit, and that will also explain some of the issues that we have going on as well with the console. So with a pipe organ, you kind of have three different pieces, big pieces, that allow the pipe organ to operate. The first is downstairs in the basement. We have what's called the blower room, and that's where it's a big blower that sends wind up into the pipe chambers. Today we're not going to go explore the blower room, so you can come find me if you're interested in seeing the blower room. The second piece is the organ console that we see here, which is where the organist plays, and when most people think of the organ, this is usually what is visualized is the organ console. And then the third aspect is the pipe chamber, where all the pipes are kept, along with other mechanisms for the organ. So as an organist, what I do each week is when I come into practice, I have to select different sounds that tell which pipes to be used in creating the organ. So, for example, I might have a flute type sound, or maybe I have an oboe, or strings, or maybe a trumpet. So the organist, like myself, I come in and I select different combinations of stops based on the music that I'm playing. For example, for hymns, I look at what the text is saying in the hymns, and if it is something about trials and tribulations, something heavy, I might select sounds that are really, really meaty sounds. But then maybe there's a verse that talks about flying or heaven or celestial things of that nature. I might select something like this. That sounds a little brighter and clearer. Now, the other thing to note here is that I am playing with two different keyboards, which we call manuals, and then at my feet we also have the pedal board. And the pedal board also plays notes as well, whereas at the piano we have a sustaining pedal that sustains the note out. The pedal board actually plays different notes here. So as I go and practice each day, I come in and I select different settings. Once I've chosen different settings, which we call registrations for a piece, I'm then able to save it to a preset, kind of like the preset on the radio in your car. And so I hit the set button and I hit a piston here. And that allows me to change sounds quickly, particularly in a song or hymns where I don't have time to switch all the different stop tabs. It allows me to go through and select those different pieces really quickly. Now, here is where the main issues are with the instrument right now. And a lot of it lies in what we would call the technology or the electronic side of it. And so the first issue here is that there are certain pistons, these presets here, that I set, and I will set them to do one thing, but then when I hit it, it does something different. So maybe I tell it to do this, but then it actually gives me this. And that creates an issue, because if I'm playing a really loud hymn and I want to end on a really big chord, but then the last chord lands on something really quiet, when I go to hit for the last chord to change the settings, we completely lose the effect. or if we're in a really soft hymn, or if I'm accompanying the choir or anything like that, and something goes really big out of the way, it's also very distracting and does not make for a very pleasant musical experience. And so the first part of the electronics is that we need to have electronics fixed and replaced so that we can set the different levels or the different pistons so that they save to the presets as they're supposed to. The second issue with that also is that sometimes you hit a piston and it selects, for the most part, everything, but maybe I needed one other thing that's on there, and it doesn't always come down like it's supposed to. And so sometimes I have to hit that, and then I come over and have to hit that at the same time, all while turning pages and juggling a bunch of other balls in the air. Now that's all we have for today's episode of Behind the Pipes. We hope you will join us next time as we explore the inside of the organ console and what happens when lightning strikes. We hope that as you continue learning about the organ here at First United Methodist Church, that you'll consider giving to the Organ Fund. You can give by visiting fumcflow.org/giving or by calling our church offices.